Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another episode. I'm your host, TedTokez, and today, for this upload, we got some World of Tanks matches. Now, I just want to get into it by saying this episode's going to be another I'm not trying to be negative about the other players, but the reality is that it really is a matter of the other players. There's not much more I can do about it besides not playing the game just to survive longer. Okay, now here, as you can see, I'm frontlining, scouting for my team, trying to get some points without getting myself too beat up. We're not doing too bad dodging. We're hoping that tank that's pushed a little further than everyone else, kind of allowing that tank to have a less singularly targeted attempt of his own. You know, now got a teammate. Now that he's got a teammate in there, the enemies can kind of like disperse their attention. Got another destroyer trying to make his way into support. We scare him out of there with the last couple bullets we got. As we rotate the mountain, we can still see, you know, it was about, 30 seconds or more fighting, you know, 30 to 60 seconds, something like that. And we can see that our team is still sitting on the top of the hill, not really trying to actually play the game, right? Now, this is more of a controversial comment. You know, when I say they're not playing the game, clearly the controller's probably in their hand. They may be looking around. Maybe once in a while they pull the fire trigger button, you know, but that's not really playing the game. When you have an opportunity like they do, let me scroll down here to see this mini-map so I can see it more clear. Okay, when you have, like, look at this. This is an 8. This is probably like anywhere from a 6 to an 8v2, right? They allowed themselves to get flanked by a light tank and another light tank because they chose to sit there on that square of the map all game. In a 100 square in a 100 square arena, they chose to sit in one square the whole game, and that's exactly why they're going to get, you know, beat up as much as they do. They may get an advantage for sitting around each other, holding hands, shooting nobody but the tanks that actually find them. You know, maybe one at a time, maybe there's a few of them, you know, but they're not really achieving anything. Okay, so we got the next match here now. We didn't stick around to see the rewards board that time. Okay, so we land a shot there, nice little push. They get us while we do it, you know, solid little trade, both sides getting some points. I'm going to try and hold this position so that my team can take advantage, because I don't want to push down south anymore. Then I'd have to probably start pushing west if I pushed any further than that, right? So I'm going to try and hold this corner, allowing my team in the north. You see all those blue emblems? Those are teammates. All those blue emblems up there, you know. Here's the real kicker of this map, guys. Ready for this one? They think they got the enemies funneled right now. They're in E3 and E2. They think they got the enemies funneled. But no, they really don't even. Look at these enemies. They're barely even worried about, like, they're not backing up. They're holding the corner, right? They're not pulling up to shoot and then backing off while they reload. No, they're so unconcerned about our team that they're holding that position in the D line now. Right? Now look at these two. You got a medium coming up from B3. You got a heavy coming from C5. Right, still got a heavy and a light tank in B5 and 6. Got 2 tanks over there in A0, and one of them's requesting fire. Okay, buddy, you could be helping too, not getting help the whole time, because that's why you're requesting fire, because you can't even help, can you? Anyways, I'm tired of it, you know. It's not even about me losing. I'm used to losing, right? I've reached greatness because of my failures and along with my successes. It wasn't just the failures that made me learn how to be better, right? So them playing for just successes, that's already handicapping their... Now, I'm not saying go out there and try to fail, but go out there and try to succeed knowing you may fail, right? Don't sit back as Overwatch think it, because most of them think, oh, as long as the front line wins, we're golden. We won't even probably get targeted. You know what I mean? But okay, here's another match. Look at this. We got a nice enemy unit squad. That B3 looks like a whole sheepism going on right there. You know, 10 tanks holding hands. We got a few teammates, right? Probably somewhat even of a fight, you know, unless you want to go look at the south where we have 3 heavies and a medium kind of sitting back there, probably not really doing anything but getting when somebody else got them. Because if those tanks weren't in the C line, those tanks south of the F line, well, they would be targeted, which means they would probably get no points because there's not a tank up ahead of them getting them their points. Whether they want to admit that's what they're doing or not, that is what they're doing. As you can see, I tried to make a little flank play, you know, didn't want to sit in that C2 square with them all game, while the enemies already had us outnumbered and kind of outpositioned because our team's the one pushing the hill, getting shot every time they peek. The enemy team just gets to sit behind that hill, and wait for one of my teammates to peek, and then they blast them up. Now they're pushing. Look at that. They're pushing. They see the opening. Our team backed off. They started pushing, right? Look at that. Boom. All up in our guts. Look at that. They're probably going to eliminate 2 to 3 tanks off in the next 30 seconds. All those barrels shooting. And then we go, look, there's one. And then we go from an 8v whatever to a 5v whatever. And then we probably stand a real chance because we wanted to sit here and C3 all game. And, you know, here's the thing. Okay, it's not just the fact that we sat in C3 the whole game. That's a valid position to be in, right? And you're not going to be able to push much further than that if the entire enemy team is over there in B3, right? Just one square away, holding that same corner you're holding, right? The reason we lost is because look how many of our heavies were playing as Overwatch, not actually even playing the game. Right, okay? Here's another example. Ready? Every tank just about did some sheepism, went straight to the castle, right? Now, you can say this is a fair position to extend to, correct? Maybe I extended a little bit too far right here, caught, you know, making that rotation, but I did that for the spotting aspect of it. I'm circling back in to get this tank that pushed past our front lines, because this tank right here that I'm targeting now is going to be the tank that lights up the couple tanks that actually did go out there to Overwatch for me in that 4 or 5 line. Now, as you can see, we're going back and forth. I got to kind of do a little bit of tactical maneuvering. I paused because I was going to say evade, but I'm not really. I'm not. When you see me running, let's be honest. Anyways. Okay, now that I'm reloaded, I'm going to go back in there, try and find a nice little hole to squeeze through and find me a nice little opportunity to capitalize on. I see one enemy right there. I'm thinking of making this turn, get close to him, turn right, and then start turning left. Boom, we see he's over there now. Got that one over there. We're going to go after that one instead of the one we were initially worried about. They land a couple counter shots. And I take my tank into the enemy territory, now allowing that Overwatch to have that Overwatch in the north have a chance at actually moving forward or moving forward just to get some of the bare basic points that they were trying to actually achieve or going to be able to achieve from where they were the whole game. Now, as you can see, now I've let some time pass. We've did a couple little pushes, made a attempt or 2 or 3 into the enemy territory. Still alive for now. Won't be long before we're gone, facing what we're facing with no support at all. Got too many barrels able to shoot us, and when you're rotating the enemies, they're going to get two easy straight shots during the circle of a rotation. Just about, you know, at least one, if not both, when I'm rotating. Okay, now. You guys saw those heavies in that castle doing absolutely nothing, right? All right, let's move on next match. Okay, we got up here to the corner. We were waiting for the enemies to peek the corner as we knew they were gonna. And this way, we weren't moving around, creating a lesser camouflage for our tank. It allowed us to get that jump shot as he popped the corner. We kind of sprung up on him. He just noticed us. We landed the shot, and we're able to push this corner even more. Now, as you can see, we got a lot of teammates sitting down there on that J-line corner, that K-line corner. Look at that. Now, if you ask me, they're probably going to lose that position. These 3 heavies in K1 or in the K-line, they won't get any points anymore, really. Why? Because these tanks are actually pushing them, and you can see they're pushing them effectively. They push them behind that corner. So now if those tanks don't change position, they won't have any actual interactable enemies within their line of sight. As you can see, 2 of them pushed up around the corner to go get that other corner. 1 of them went back to the spawn side, went west to help the light tank. And we're still up here in the north trying to fight it out. We got a couple more enemies. It looks like this heavy's starting to move forward from A2. Getting off that corner, might get some support or reinforcements. Maybe just take my place, as I might not live much longer, being pretty stuck up on that heavy like that. Heavy came in to help me, pushes him back, helps me out with that, and then I go in, give him the rotation. I was probably going for a little cram ski there, but I just missed him as he pulled back. I'm ammo wrecked. Teammate managed to still get that guy, and now at this point, we really just got to go and try and get some points of that last tank before the team does, because we know who earned them, and we know who shouldn't get them, even if they did earn them this time. Look at that. Nothing but free points left, you know? Little one enemy we gotta find. We just found him up north in the A line. Boom, I'm gonna try and get me a shot. I missed. Classic. Anyways, you know, good joke. We missed a couple times, you know. My accuracy is probably one of the better stats, but it definitely, I've noticed it went down since I started doing nothing but auto-locking. And that's mostly because that's kind of how I started playing after I started recording it to share on YouTube. I always kind of played worse than I am, so any competition, actual competition out there, whether better or not, they'd actually not really be able to learn how to counter my playstyle, or, you know, because they never actually see it. They just see the BS that we approach with game after game, you know? But that's the stuff that allowed me to actually do better than them. Like, they have a survivability rate where they may have a 75% chance at surviving the match, but they never got into one actual battle, right? I survived 2 or 3 battles, and then I die in the first 3 minutes, whether it was the first or 4th battle I've already been involved in. And that's why my survivability is so low, but actually better than theirs. In my opinion, obviously a 75% survivability is better than a 15% survivability, but my 15% survivability is me battling after battling after battling, you know what I mean? I actually, even if it's just one battle, I got those points, right? Nobody got those points for me, right? Boom! Oh, we missed out on that one. That's alright, teamwork, you know? There's enough points for all of us, especially when they're fighting for the damage anyways, like that's the only points that matter. And to be honest, there's many of things that matter, probably more than the damage, because the damage is going to be gotten regardless if we win. It could be the weakest barrel on the team that gets most of the damage. The team could help that happen. That's a reality. That is the reality of the, not possibility, but probability when you play it that way, right? That's how the numbers crunch. Now, whenever you see all these players not really playing the game but getting all that damage, now when you see a player as Overwatch get 10,000 damage and 10 teammates die, do you guys think that's good? Because I don't, right? Now, if that player was on the front line and got 10,000 damage, we'd probably have 10,000 teammates still alive that wouldn't have been if that player played a different way, correct? Okay, now that's my argument for the Overwatch frontline thing. People, if you know, anybody that's not going to play, well, they're not playing. Anybody that is going to play, well, they are playing. Now, you can get played whether you're playing or not playing either way. You know, there's still that possibility. But you can't really get played if you're playing, right? Because you're going to make the choices to try to counter whatever is playing against you. Nice can of cram. There you go. I love it. I really do enjoy ramming them. And you can see I survived with a little bit of health left. So that's definitely a positive. If I didn't have the spall liner on, I probably wouldn't have survived that one. Or controlled impact even. I probably wouldn't have survived it. But I do have both of them on this tank. This is one of the tanks that I actually upgrade because I play it so often.
Okay. Anyways, thank you guys.
But that's it for this episode. Check out another one. I'm going to keep pushing them out for as long as I can until there's too much trouble to be doing it. But I thank yous, and I hope yous enjoyed.